Hello and welcome to New Book Tuesday Youth Edition. I'm Miss Laura.
And I'm Andrea, and we're here to tell you about all the good new stuff that's on our new bookshelves.
Over in teen nonfiction, we've got a whole bunch of new stuff, including some sports books. We've got the WNBA, we've got MLS, we've got esports. We've also got some narrative nonfiction. So we've got The Electric War, Edison, Tesla, Westinghouse, and the race to light the world. So that's all about figuring out electricity, the light bulb, and all the complicated things that were happening while these people were trying to figure it out.
And probably who really invented what.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We've also got The Miracle and Tragedy of the Dion Quintuplets. If you don't know about them, they were the first set of quintuplets to survive. And it was a very rough journey for them. They were kind of seen as an attraction, so people were fascinated in their life. They didn't get a lot of privacy for a very long time. And this book tells you about how it happened, what happened, and how they turned out in the end.
We don't have any true nonfiction on the very young kids' new book lists, but we have some things that are very close. For example, When Cloud Became a Cloud. It's a delightful picture book by Rob Hodgson, and it really is a story about cloud, but in its fictionalized story, it really discusses where clouds come from and the water cycle. So despite it being fiction, it has lots of fact in it. Another fiction based on fact book is Champ and Major, The First Dogs, written by Joy McCullough. This book is a slice of life in the day of a dog at the White House, or a day of dogs, dog days. You can find it on our regular circulating shelf, and it's also on our most wanted.
We've got a fun new superhero with a twist graphic novel called Blackhand and Ironhead. When the superhero Ironhead dies, his daughter, Alexia, is understandably upset, but she's made even more upset when a whole bunch of family secrets come out, including her unknown sister, daughter of the supervillain Blackhand. These two sisters are not going to have an easy road to being sisters. One of them is taking up her father's superhero mantle, thank you. And one of them is taking up her mother's supervillain mantle. There will be some clashes, but it's a really fascinating look at superheroes, and it's got some very cool action-filled art.
Alan Gratz is back with another fictionalized story based on true life. In this case, it's about Ground Zero and the 9/11 tragedy. It's two stories in one. One of a young boy who goes to work with his father on September 11th to the World Trade Center and what his experience was. The other story is about a young girl in Afghanistan 19 years later on September 11th and what life is like for her. Gratz is able to pull lots of parallels between the two stories and commonalities. It's a great read about a sad day. Take Back the Block by Crystal Giles is all about the little guy. In this case, this guy who has a great group of friends and is comfortable with his role as a sixth grader. Turns out a developer is looking to buy the property on which he and all of his friends live. And so he takes it upon himself to save his neighborhood. He's gonna take back his block.
Mindy McGinnis is back with another thriller, Be Not Far From Me. This time, it's a survival thriller. Ashley runs into the woods after she becomes upset at a party and pretty quickly gets lost.
Oh.
What's worse is that she's hurt and her foot is getting infected. It's a survival thriller in the same vein as Hatchet. So if you liked that and you're looking for something else to read along the same vein, give Be Not Far From Me a try.
That reminds me, for fans of Hatchet, the author Gary Paulson is coming out with his autobiography.
Is he really?
It's on my to-order list, so you'll hear about it soon.
Excellent.
Next up, a couple of picture books that deal with some tough subjects in very childlike, appropriate ways. First off, Home for a While tells the story of a young boy who has to live in foster care and what that experience is like for him. Home for a While is written by Lauren Kirstein. Vincent Kirsch has written From Archie to Zach. From Archie to Zach is about two very close boys. It's a celebration of friendship, community, and it's a great read for everyone.
Garth Nix, the author of the Seventh Tower series, The Keys to the Kingdom, all sorts of really good books that Miss Andrea really likes, has a new book called The Left-Handed Booksellers of London. You see, the left-handed booksellers are the fighting ones. The right-handed booksellers are the intellectual ones. And Merlin is one of the left-handed ones. He and his sister are trying to figure out who killed their mother. And their story gets entwined with Susan's. Susan's looking for her father, who she's never met, and when she thinks she finds a lead, Merlin shows up and kind of messes the whole thing up. As they work together to figure out what's going on for each of their quests, they find out that they might not be so different after all. It's set in a kind of alternate London in 1983, and it is hilarious, exciting, and adventurous.
We're going to finish up with something a little different. We're going to talk about music. Kids music. Woot woot. Some of you may not know, but we have a great CD collection of kids music up in the children's room. This particular CD is by the Okie Dokie Brothers. It won a Grammy Award in 2013. It's called Can You Canoe? Saul Paul and the All-Star Athletes. 1, 2, 3 Andres. Arriba Abayo. Alistair Mook and Friends. Be a Pain. And Doggone Fleas. I'm an Optimist. Ella Jenkins. We went and ordered up the Ella Jenkins material that we did not have. She's an American treasure in terms of children's music. So check some of them out and have fun listening. Another thing to consider is our Spotify account. We have all of these in a listening list, as well as other new music from past years. So take a listen and sample some music there, and then check them out here.
That's all the new books that we've got for you today. Give us a call and get set up for a curbside appointment to check them out and have fun reading them.
Indeed. We'll be back in another month with more new goodies.